Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Chilton, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use Google Docs. So one thing that you can do when you are on your main Google page is that you can go up to the 3 by 3 dots up here and you can click on it and go to Docs. And then you can create one. You could also do the same thing if you were in your Google Drive. So here's my Google Drive. As you can see, I have a ton of different folders, but what you would do here is go to New, and then you could create your Google Doc. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to start creating a Google Doc. It's going to open up and look something like this. And once it's done loading, you'll be able to see that right now my title is just untitled document. And something to remember when you are titling anything for Google Slides, documents, anything like that. What you want to do is make sure that it is a title that you can recognize easily, because when you go to Google Drive, if you want to be able to find that Google Doc, you want to make sure that it's something that is easily recognizable. Okay, but this is for a video, so I'm going to name it as a how to use Google Docs. Okay, and that is here. Now, another thing, if you didn't want to actually put that there, what you could do is type it here, how to use Google Docs. And then what happens is that when you come up here and click, it should rename it automatically. So then you don't have to type it twice. So if you want the same thing typed at the top of your page that you want up here, you want to type it on the page. Then when you come up here and click, it will automatically show up the same thing. All right, so you can rearrange and reformat anything to do with the different fonts here, the different colors, all the words. So I'm going to come up here and I would like to choose something different. So I often will use something like Comic Sans. And then I like to make it bigger. And if it's a title, I might change all of these to uppercase letters. Okay, but these are all things that you can choose to format the way that you would like to format it. I would like to maybe put it in the center, and then maybe I want to change the font or the color. So I come up here and I'm going to choose blue. I like blue. And there is the title of my document. Okay, so let's go across the top here, okay? If you make a mistake and you want to undo it, like right now, if I click undo, it's going to take away the blue that I just put on there, okay? But I want to keep it, so I'm going to hit redo, and it's going to do it again, okay? If I want to print, I would click here. There is a spelling check and a grammar check. There is if you want to cut or copy and paste. Okay, so if I type something, I'm going to make this smaller and I'm going to come over here. If I type something and I put it out of order, so if I was typing the color of the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Okay. But what if Mrs. Chilton's just being silly and I had accidentally typed purple up here? Purple. Okay. Wait a second. I need to rearrange this. This is incorrect. So, what you are going to do is you are going to highlight whatever you want to move. I'm going to click and drag and highlight it. And when I do that, I can right click on my mouse or on my keypad and I can come up here. If I want to just copy it, I can click copy. If I want to actually cut it and move it to a new location, I can click cut. You'll also notice over here on the right hand side that there are buttons that you can push to do the same exact thing. So instead of using my mouse for this, I could click Control X and then it would cut it. All right, so I'm actually going to cut it right now. You'll see that it disappeared. And I'm going to come down here and then I'm going to paste. I'm going to right click again, come up here and paste. And now it is in the correct order. So you might, when you find that if you're typing a paragraph and you don't like where a particular sentence is and you want to move it to another location, you could easily highlight it and cut it and then paste it somewhere different. This tool is very useful. If you wanted to repeat some numbers, so if you had something that you wanted to repeat, maybe I needed to repeat all of these. I would click copy, and then I could come down here and then I could click paste. And then it's just going to completely duplicate what I highlighted. It's going to double it. Okay. If I want to delete it, all I need to do is highlight and hit backspace or delete, and it's going to disappear. Okay. Let's come over here. We have, this is where we found the different texts. Here is where you can increase or decrease the size of your font. This is bold. Maybe I would like to bold my title, make it a little bit thicker. Okay. Italics just turns it sideways like on a slant. I can underline it. This is text, and then I can also highlight it. So if maybe I wanted it to be highlighted in a very light gray, I click on that and look, now it is highlighted. Okay, but you know what? I don't like that, so I'm going to undo it. All right, we did highlight. If you have to link something here, so let's say Mrs. Chilton needed to link something that is the color purple. So if I look over here and I type in purple, and I go to images, maybe I'm supposed to link something that is purple. So what I would do is copy it. Let's click on this, right click, copy image, and then I can come over here. Actually, I want to copy the link. Okay, I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to come up here and click insert link. Okay, I'm going to paste the link that I just copied and I'm going to apply it. Okay, so now if I were to click on this, it will take me to that image. Okay, what if I want to just put that image? I'm going to undo actually. What if I want to just put that image right here? Okay, I'm going to copy the image and I'm going to put it underneath purple. There it is. So if I wanted to do red, I would do the same thing. But guess what? If you want to search for an image, you actually don't need to go over here to a new tab. I can go to Insert, Image, Search the Web. And I showed you how to do this in the How to Search for Images. So red. And so if you need to know how to search for different images, you can go to my how-to video for that. All right, now look how big that is. I don't necessarily want it that big. That is way too big. I can crop it. I can resize it. That's technically resize. That is not crop. And then I have it here. And then I can continue on. I could get an orange, a yellow, a green, and a blue. Okay, that is how you insert an image there. If you would like to format things like the text, okay, maybe I want to cross something out. I can highlight it and come up here and I can come to text and strike through and it's going to cross it off. Okay, maybe I would like to make columns. You know what? I really like being able to use columns. So if I were to make a list, but my list is super long. So I'm going to delete these images so because I don't need them right now. But let's say I wanted to make a list of every single color that I could think of. I'm not going to actually do that right now. But if I were to insert every single color, there are so many different colors. But what Mrs. Chilton is doing right now for this video is just copying and pasting. Okay, so we have a long, long list of all of these different colors. Okay, but my list, let's pretend it's 3 pages long. I don't want it to be 3 pages long. So what I can do is highlight everything that I want to put in columns and I come over here, format, columns. I can make it 2 columns. I can also make it 3 columns. Okay, that makes it a little bit smaller and it takes up less space. So this particular list was one page long, and now it's only a third of a page long. Okay, so making columns can be very useful for making information that you're collecting a little bit smaller, or information that you're typing. Okay, a couple of other things here. We can insert a table. Okay, I'm going to go down. I'm going to come down here. Okay, as you can see, I can tell when I'm in my columns and when I'm not. Look at this bar across the top here. Right now, it's showing me one page. Okay, but watch what happens to that bar when I click on a column. It's showing me one, two, three columns. Okay, so I'm going to come down here. I don't want the columns down here. And I'm going to insert a table. And if you say you choose a 3 by 4 table, but then you decide that you want to add more to this. Okay, so maybe I have red, orange, yellow, and I need 3 more columns. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to right click, and I'm going to insert a column to the right. And then I'm going to insert column to the right and do it again because I need 3 more columns. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Now, what if I start filling in information here and I'm putting people in my class on teams? So this is, Jess, and this is Peter, and this is Jason. And uh-oh, you know what? I need 4 people to be in this particular group. All you need to do is the same thing. You can right click here and you can insert a row below. But another thing that you can actually do is that if you tab the tab key on your keyboard, if you tab, it'll take you to the next block. And when you get to the last block, it'll automatically make a new one if you hit tab again. So just a little shortcut for you for there. All right, so we have, I want to go over how you make bulleted points here. So if I want to make a list, I can do a couple things here. I can make a bulleted list, and maybe I need to make a list of exercises, jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, and so on. There's a whole list, okay? Well, what if I want that bulleted list to be numbered? I can highlight it and come up here and I can click on the numbers instead. Maybe I want it to be a checklist so that somebody can check it off. So I'm going to click a checklist right here. So maybe after I do my jumping jacks, I click that, it'll cross it off for me automatically. And then I do my push-ups, and then I do my sit-ups, and my workout is done. Okay, so that is how you use some of these things. If I'm writing down here, if I'm writing a paragraph, okay, a paragraph about what we are going to be doing today, or what we did over the weekend. This weekend, I went for a hike. I also went swimming and played with my friends. Okay, so this is not quite a paragraph, but that's okay. I'm going to make it look more like a paragraph. Okay, so I'm making it a little bigger. What if you wanted to move it over? And if I just go like this, it's not going to move the whole thing over. Okay, so I'm going to undo that. I want to move the whole thing over, but what if I click center? Nope, because I want the S to be right under the T. So I'm going to undo that. What else could I do here? Well, I could take this and I can slide it over and it just shifts the whole thing. Okay. Another thing I can do is come up here to this button. I can move it over 1 or 2 times if I do it a third time, or I can do it less. So if something is too far over and you want to fix that, all you need to do is highlight it and click one of these buttons. Okay? All right, boys and girls. So we have a whole bunch of things that we learned how to do today. If you have any questions about how to do any of these, that would be just ask me or ask someone who is next to you, because most likely you are all learning new things as you play around on Google Docs, and you'll be able to help each other out. Okay. Please don't forget that you also have tools over here. I did not go over that. Maybe you need to find out the meaning of a word. You can click on dictionary. You can do spelling and grammar. What if a teacher is telling you that you need to write a paragraph that has 300 words in it? You highlight that paragraph and you go to tools and go to word count. Now, I have only typed 16 words in this paragraph. So Mrs. Chilton has a lot of typing to go, okay, if I need to get to 300 words. All right. What we're going to, I'm going to show you one more thing here, and that is how to share this document. We want to be able to share it appropriately and make it so that only people that we want to have it can use it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, and here I am. I'm the owner of this particular document. Right now, this is only people added can open this link. So if I were to come up here and I were to add Mr. Blocker so that he could see this particular document, I could do that. I could come up here, I could type in Mr. Blocker's name, and then I could share it with him. Okay, so we can do that. But right now it says that he's an editor. Maybe I don't want Mr. Blocker to be able to edit the document. I only want him to be able to see the document. So it's important that you come over here and make sure that you are have it on viewer. Okay. If I want Mr. Blocker to be able to comment on a document, then I would come to commenter. That means he could type little comments to me on it, but he cannot edit it. Alrighty, so I'm going to go back down to here. Okay, instead of adding just one person, maybe I need to add it to my whole class to be able to see it. So instead of restricted, what I want to do is do Palisades School District. That way, anybody who's using their Palisades School District and they click on this link, they will be able to view it. What if I wanted everyone in my class to be able to edit it? Then I would click editor. Okay. But if I want everybody to be able to look at it, I'm going to copy the link and then I could post that link into the Google Classroom wherever Mrs. Chilton is asking you to post it. Or I could type it into an email if I'm supposed to email it to my teacher. Okay. So that is how you share a document. And make sure that if you're working on a group project and you all need to edit it, that you come up here, you share it with only the people that you are supposed to be sharing it with, and make sure that they are editors. Okay? Alrighty. I hope you have fun with this. There's so many things you can do this with this, and there's even so many more things that I didn't even show you that you will be able to try out and figure out as we continue to learn.